Sadguru Nath Maharaj Ki Jai, and welcome to Jagadambe Reads the Holy Books of India, Mahabharata 157. As you may remember, Krishna came to the forest and asked Yudhishthira if he'd like to go fight with the Kauravas right then and there. Yudhishthira smiled at Krishna and said nothing. Krishna smiled too and said, "It will be as you wish, but their end is near. We will see you king very soon. I will place the crown on your head with these hands. You can be sure of that." Krishna took leave of all of them one by one. Drishtadyumna bade farewell to his sister and his brothers-in-law. He embraced his dear friend Bhima. The Kekaya brothers with Drishtaketu took leave of the Pandavas. They all went away, leaving the Pandavas to ponder on their encouraging words and the solemn oath of Krishna. Chapter 4, Dvaitavana. After the departure of Krishna and the others, the Pandavas conferred among themselves. Yudhishthira said, "We have to spend 12 years in a forest, which is not easily accessible to the people in the city. It must be a place inhabited by good people, the rishis. Where shall we go?" Arjuna said, "You are our guru. You know more about these things than we do. Let us live in a place favored by you. I have a feeling that the forest called by the name Dvaitavana will suit our purpose admirably. I have seen it during my Tirtha Yatra." Yudhishthira approved of the suggestion. They left Kamyaka and proceeded toward Dvaitavana. They were there in a very short time. It was a very beautiful and picturesque forest. It looked more like a wild, untended garden than a forest. It had tall, sturdy trees, which pleased the eye. The trees were the homes of nightingales and peacocks. Yudhishthira went to the rishis in the forest. They welcomed the Pandavas as they would their own children. So dear were they to the good people in the forest. This forest life was comforting to the mind of Yudhishthira. By nature, he was peace-loving. He enjoyed the company of the rishis, who had renounced the world. To a mind like that of Yudhishthira, who had been hurt and wounded by the behavior of his uncle and his cousins and even the elders, to a man who was a stranger to the mean qualities which he came across in Hastinapura, the fresh, pure air of Dvaitavana, with its noble inhabitants, was like the clean, sweet air of the mountains. Yudhishthira found peace stealing over his soul. Dvaitavana was like a balm to his bruised heart. When they were in the ashram which they built for themselves, the Pandavas had an illustrious visitor. He was the great Markandeya. He was received with the honor and reverence due him. He was seated in the ashram with the Pandavas and Draupadi around him. All of a sudden, a smile of strange sweetness lit up the face of the rishi. It was a beautiful sight. The young rishi, who was always 16, as a result of a boon given to him by Shankara, looked even younger with that smile on his face. Yudhishthira was very much intrigued by that smile. He said, "My lord, I am intrigued by your smile. Everyone who has come to see us so far has either been sorry to see our plight or angry at the happenings. This is the first time I see someone who looks pleased about something. Will you tell us the reason for your smiling?" Markandeya was still smiling. He said, "I am not happy, Yudhishthira, to see your plight. On the contrary, I am grieved to see you all like this. But looking at you with your wife and your brothers, I thought of a very great and noble soul who was even like you. I was reminded of Sri Rama, the son of Dasaratha. Rama was a pure-souled man like you. He too walked in the forest of Dandaka with his wife Sita and his brother Lakshman." Sadguru Nath Maharaj Ki Jai. Thank you for coming. I hope you come again.